And we are back with another episode of a podcast. Of course, today's guest is Ghost of Mozart. Ghost is a TikTok creator, Smash player, Smash content creator, and honestly one of my buddies and rivals in TikTok. Enjoy.
Oh, because I'm on Twitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me mute that. I was like, that doesn't sound right. Yeah, let me mute it. Okay, we're good.
No, it's all good. Yeah, but we are live, as you can tell. Everyone, welcome Ghost of Mozart. One of my favorite content creators on TikTok. I love your stuff. You actually have my all-time favorite video of all time on TikTok still, to this day.
Is it the duck hunt?
It is. That duck hunt video is the best video of all time. I'm gonna just start going around Combo Breaker this weekend, just showing people, watch this. Hey, Smash player, watch this video for me. It's hilarious. It needs love.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Well, that means a lot. Thank you.
I love that video so much, dude. But yeah, dude, I love your stuff, dude. We both kind of started roughly around the same time on TikTok. Like I don't know exactly when you started, but I think we started within the same couple weeks, and we just started grinding it out. Yeah. The way I always start this is I ask, how did you get into TikTok? So I'm gonna ask you, how did you make your way to TikTok?
So, like, I kind of feel like there's two different arcs to it. Like, number one, TikTok in general. Like, we can talk about this later, but I am a youth pastor, and so I was always around the kids in my youth group would always be, like, on TikTok.
Sure.
And they would be using, like, all these, like, slang words that I'd never heard of. And I'm like, and people are like, oh, you're just getting old. And I'm like, yeah, no, I get that. But, like, I can keep up with the internet. Like, there's got to be somewhere that they're getting all these words. And it turned out it was always TikTok. Mm-hmm. And so then I was like, okay, maybe I should check this out to stay relevant or whatever. So I like downloaded it and I was like, this is stupid. I hate this app. This is horrible. And then eventually I got like addicted to it and I was like, I can't get off of this stupid app. And then I kind of wanted to like grow from it because I've always been really into, like, I've always wanted to be a YouTube creator. Like, that's what I've wanted to do. But I've never had much success in it. And YouTube's a lot of work. Like, to edit, it's so much work. And so TikTok, I was like, oh man, like there's a lot of reach on here. Like there's a lot of viewers on here and you can make videos real quick, but I couldn't figure out like how to grow. So I was actually in Hawaii on vacation and I like scrolled past this video and it was one of these like stupid cheesy videos that was like, if you want to grow on TikTok, do these 3 things and it'll work. And I got so mad at how like fake this guy was that I was like, you know what? I'm going to do everything he said just to prove a point that it doesn't work. And I started doing it, and within a month, I started growing like crazy. And I was like, okay, I guess he was right.
Yeah.
So
was it Gary V by chance?
No, it wasn't Gary V. It was he was some like streamer. And honestly, I went to his Twitch channel. I wasn't impressed. So ultimately, like I stopped following him or whatever. But he had some good advice that I was following for a while. But to kind of like go into the arc of how I became like a Smash Bros creator on TikTok, he like one of his tips was like you have to niche down, which is true for I feel like all content, right? Like,
I agree, yeah.
You can't be making videos like I'm
there's
a
some
barista
exceptions,
too.
but I'm not gonna get on that topic right now.
But like you can't be making videos like if I'm a barista, I'm not gonna be making videos about like coffee hacks and then like come home and make a video about like streaming and then make another video about like Smash Bros. Like ultimately like 80-90% of your content should be centered around something. And I was like, I don't know anything about anything, but I like Smash Bros. So I'm just gonna make some funny videos. And they started blowing up. Yep. So that's my story.
Dude, when you started making videos, because you were like, I think maybe you and Cosplay were like the only people I saw making Smash Bros content.
Yeah, I was like, what the crap is this? I was like scrolling it, and I would like search Smash Bros, and I'd see some clips, and I'm like, nobody's making like funny ones. Yeah. Like what? There's a whole market here that we need to tap into.
There's a few new ones. I think you actually made a video on this recently. I sent them. There's 2 of them specifically. I'm a big fan of Catching Z's and Puffer. I like Puffer because his videos are in and out, like really quick videos. Like here's why you should do this, and he leaves. I'm a big fan of that style. But yeah, so why did you choose Smash? Was it just like you just wanted to do Smash Bros, or you're the fan?
As a niche, as a niche in general,
I guess. Well,
I kind of like at that time, like that's what I was playing the most, and I was like, I tried kind of centering my TikTok and my YouTube around like streaming, right?
Hmm.
And like streaming help and stuff. And that's kind of what I was like going for. But I ran out of content like pretty quick. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
everybody
I
knows how
understand.
to, you know what I mean? Like either everybody that wants to know how to stream kind of already knows, or there's better channels out there for it. And like I just realized like I don't care much. I don't care enough to like get a green screen and like do all this crazy stuff. Like
Mhm.
to me, like if your personality is good enough, like people will watch you. So like
Sure.
yes, you should have a good microphone, you should have good lighting, and then beyond that, I don't think there's that much. So
Yeah.
I just ran out quick and I was like, there's, I don't know, I would always like see and joke around about like Mighty Keef. We've talked about this. You know
Yeah.
Mighty Keef on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've always loved his videos about like Dragon Ball Fighters or
Hmm.
he's done a couple on Smash as well.
He's a huge
And I think
inspiration to me. Huge inspiration to me.
yeah. So I feel like that I was like, why is nobody having like these quick ones like on TikTok? So I was like, I feel like I can do similar videos to his. And the most that I know about, like the one game that I've played the most over the course of my whole life is probably the Smash Bros. Series.
Hmm.
So that's why.
That's a pretty solid answer. Like I was, there were times I was more of a Smash guy than I was a fighting game guy. I'll be 100.
Really?
Yeah, there were definitely times, especially during the like, like the moment Bayonetta was released. I came back to start competing like the moment Bayonetta was released from until Ultimate came out. I was like going to my local every week. I did not miss a
Oh
day.
man.
I loved going to my local, but like I was so bad. That was another thing because I was
I was
grinding.
gonna say, did
Right,
you
I was
go
getting
0 and
better.
2?
I was 0-2 forever, and then
Yeah.
I remember I just beat this one Cloud player, and I still think Cloud's more busted in Smash 4 than Bayonetta. I don't care what anyone has to say. I hate that character. But I was like grinding all the way up to Ultimate's release. Well, there was that break when Injustice 2 came out, but that's a whole different thing. But like I was grinding super hard, and I I didn't want to play other fighting games. Smash 4 was like I thought like the best fighting game on the planet. I had so much fun with it, and I was playing like a low tier character, and I was doing well playing that low tier character. So like
Yeah.
that I felt the accomplishment there. You know what I mean? Like playing like a low tier in a competitive nature and like having fun meeting everyone. And then Smash Ultimate came out, and I tried to continue it, but I just like after like 6 months, I was like, all right, I need a break from this. I yeah, some of the community in my local area had really ruined it for me, if I'm gonna be completely honest. But
Dude, and that's like, and we can get into it, and that can be like a later discussion, but like the one, I don't want to say it doesn't hold me back or anything, but like the one weird thing about me choosing Smash as like a niche or something that I like center content around is like, I do not vibe with the mass majority of the Smash community. And I'm not even just talking about like the professional scene, because we all know
Mhm.
that that's like a nightmare in itself, and there's a
Yeah,
lot of like not fun stuff to talk about.
yeah,
But even beyond that, like I'm just talking about going to my local and like the people there that love Smash. Like
yeah.
I just do not vibe with them at all.
No,
And
I don't
so
either.
it was like really like I was like really nervous to start. Like when I saw my account was like getting a little bit bigger, I was like, I'm a little nervous to
Yeah.
like dip into this community or like have people like join the Discord. Yo, what's
Yeah.
up, Bomber? I just saw you join. Yeah, I was like, I don't know if I want like people, because before I got on TikTok and started making Smash Bros content, I was streaming and I was just a variety streamer. I still consider myself a variety streamer, but um I still had like a pretty solid Discord community that was established and everybody
Mhm.
kind of knew each other. Almost nobody in there really played Smash other than like one of my mods.
Mhm.
And so when people started coming in from TikTok, I was like, I don't know how this is gonna go because I don't really vibe with the Smash community.
Yeah. I guess to an extent, you were like one of the like the leading charges in the Smash Talk community. I guess you'd
I
say.
guess.
But you said
Yeah.
you were a variety streamer. Please, what got you into streaming, like or content creation? What got you to start doing that? What was the click that made you want to do that?
So like the bigger picture of everything is video creation and video editing has always been like my biggest passion out of
Okay.
everything. Videography in general, like I would love to, and it's weird because people hear that and they're like, "Oh, so you want to be like a filmmaker and be like an indie filmmaker?" And like, I'll be on a team for that, I
Mhm.
guess. But honestly, just like I just love shooting B-roll and like
Sure.
editing it like nice to like music and stuff. Like that's just always been something that's therapeutic for me and something I've wanted to get better at. And
Mhm.
so I guess that kind of, and then my love for video games my whole life, I think those two things ultimately like just led to why don't you just I was trying to be a Let's Player back when that was popular.
Yeah.
And I deleted all of my Let's Play videos because they were so cringy. Like, they were so. I was like, I hate every single one of these. So when I stopped doing that, I was like, I still want to play video games and I still want to make content off of it, but I don't have the time to edit these videos. And then people are like, why don't you just live stream then? Because you don't have to edit anything, right? You're live. And so I tried it, and all my friends really liked it. And I felt like I could never shut up. And so people are like,
Okay.
actually, that's like really good for streaming. Like, you need to fill the silence at all times.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And it just kind of clicked. And I just loved being on camera and talking with people. And I've been on the internet for long enough where I don't consider myself that sensitive. So I was like, I think I can handle trolls no matter what they say. Like, I think I can stream. I think I can do it. I think it's good. So yeah, I think content creation in general and videography is like my passion. And then streaming just kind of fit hand in hand with that. And it was like an easy outlet. Like, it doesn't take... I don't think streaming's easy by any means. I hate when people say that. But it's definitely an outlet for me that doesn't take a lot of work anymore, as long as I have the time for it.
Yeah.
So...
I'm not in the kind of in the same boat. I started streaming thinking that I was just gonna stream and that was it. I'm like, this is gonna be my new thing. I'm just gonna stream, people come hang out, and then I realized it was not going well. There was like 3 streams in a row. It was like 0. I was like,
yeah.
And I was trying my best not to like load up my phone as a Twitch thing, make a second account, have my roommate go do it, and I was just like, I couldn't do it anymore. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? So I'm like, fine, I'll start making YouTube videos. Like, I guess I'll do that too. Watch every single freaking Harris Heller video.
Yeah.
To teach
that dude's
Elfie.
unreal.
Yeah.
Everything he says is true, but like, it's so hard to get it to take off on it.
Yeah, I tried to do all of that, and then what actually, like, I made one video that took off in TikTok, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do this. And then it just, I have not been in the negative for, like, I think for a year now. I'm always growing now, which is wild to say, but I can't stop now.
Yeah, I
just
can't either.
It's like an addiction almost. I'm like, I have an idea. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go make this. I gotta go make it right now. Like, we have to like Google what the best time to post it is, and I like all of the like learning aspects of it has turned into like a lifestyle, let alone just a hobby.
Yeah.
So, now we talked about it before. I'm making no money off of this stuff, but
No.
it's I don't have any fallacy that I'm going to, but I do really enjoy doing this. I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. So.
That's awesome. I mean, you're one of the main like fighting game people on TikTok that I know of, at least. I feel like there's a couple, but I feel like maybe you feel the same way I do. I mean, I think that Mighty Keef that we talked about, that inspiration was like a big part of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like majority wise, like if you go on TikTok right now and you would search, I don't know, any fighting game, Mortal Kombat, you're pretty much gonna get like mostly like clips and stuff,
get clips,
right?
and people just posting this like content from other content creators. I literally, you can see, it's very embarrassing. I've called them out in the comments before. I'm gonna be 100%. I'll see, and it'll be like it'll be straight up a ripped video from Fire and Ice YouTube's channel, and they just post it on their TikTok, and I'm like, bro,
tons of people do that.
That's you're not even being like motivated enough to just record it yourself. Like, I actually call them clip talkers. I'm gonna be honest, I gave them a name.
Clip talkers.
They're called clip talkers. I gave them a name a long time ago for a couple of reasons. One, I've actually seen them post the same clips over multiple times because like that's not new content.
That bothers me so much. But anyway, keep
going. It's mainly Smash people. It's Mortal Kombat and Injustice. Those are the main 3 I've seen the most. And if I see another person post Justin Wong's Daigo Parry and say this is such a cool time in history, I'm going to literally scream because just
this is.
What are you doing?
I had to let go of the fact that like I'm gonna get stuff wrong. Even though fighting games are a huge passion for me, I'm very casual to them. But I feel like you would know this. What Evo moment is that? Is it like 38 or something?
37 moment. Even moment.
37.
Yeah.
One off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like that,
I'm like
it's embarrassing to me as a content creator. I'm gonna be honest, and someone who's as creative as you are too. To me, it's borderline embarrassing when I see someone just rip a YouTube video from someone else and then post it on their TikTok and then put a logo over it or say something and say that's their content. That is the most disgusting and laziness. And there's like, hey Phil, do you want to do something together? And they comment on my videos and want to do something. I'm like, no, make real content. Like, I'm not working with you at all. That's why, like, I'm not saying that like we're only sketch. Like, I only am gonna work with people that do sketch comedy or like skits, or like have some like people who do like breakdowns. I will talk and work with you guys all day. It just, there's a sense of laziness in the amount. I know how much effort I put into it. Is not as difficult as everyone wants to think it is. It just, they're trying to make it big quick. And like there's a guy who has over 70,000. This is more than me. 70,000 clips, just clipping Mortal Kombat and Injustice stuff, right? Over 70,000. I have no idea what he looks like.
That's the
thing. He brings zero value to the table. Zero.
What's funny is like, so and again, we'll get to this, but like, I'm a youth pastor. I've been in ministry for a while, and there's kind of a saying in like leadership in churches when they're like bringing people up that are like, you know, a teenager, and they're like, I want to get more involved in church. I want to be a pastor someday, blah, 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 blah. And like a lot of times you'll see people like start and they're super strong in the beginning, and then they'll just like fizzle out and then just leave. And you're like, I don't know what to do. So the saying, and I think this is in like sports and stuff too, but there's a saying that's like the stars that burn the brightest burn out the fastest as well.
Oh yeah.
And I feel like,
agree with that.
I feel like that's true for like these accounts and stuff too, because so Fish Guy Media says nothing like making original content just to go up against clips from The Office with a caption.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's true too, because
Josh knows what he's talking about.
they can blow up so quick, and then them themselves as creators, they don't have the sustainability to like handle that big of an account or know what to do with it. And it's like, you don't know how else to make like content either. Is the thing.
Well, like, here's another thing. Just so when it comes to bare bones level of editing, they're not doing anything special. Just like in your editor, just taking a video that you've already ripped from your other display and then posting it and then putting text over the top. That, like, you're not learning. You're not bettering yourself as a content creator. You know what I mean? Yeah. And The Office is a big one. I see it all the time with Mortal Kombat and Injustice. I don't know what it is with NetherRealm games, and I love those games, but it's super common to see. There are some people who go take it to the next level. Like, there's this one guy who does Injustice 2 almost exclusively, where he'll like do different frame by frame of different gear. So like when he's punching, you see his, like that stuff is cool. Like I'm like, you know what? Props to this guy. I still don't remember that guy's name, because it's no value to me. You know what I mean? Like, you're not giving any value to the person, and you don't have any like way to market yourself after that. But yeah, this is supposed to be an interview. Sorry, we're getting off track.
I know. Well, so for those who don't know, like, I feel like I've talked to Phil for like 3 years and had like super serious conversations, and I think we've had like a handful of Discord DMs and then random Twitch chat moments. Yeah. This is like the first real conversation we have. So.
There's been a few times you've gone live, and I think I added you once in like a live like TikTok thing. Like we were complaining about the whole argument of Smash.
The guy that I just absolutely ripped on.
Oh, dude, that was such a well done video, by the way. It was great. That guy actually came after me again.
No, he did.
He did. No, I made another video joking about it, and he stitched my video, and you could tell he was wearing, of course, the mask from Avatar and everything, trying to like be popular again off that one video, because that video is like at over a million hits. Right?
Yeah.
So that guy,
he got what he wanted out of it.
Yeah.
For sure.
So he was trying to stitch my video in hopes of doing it again, and it did not at all. But yeah, that argument, I'm just over it. I'm so over that argument. Like, Smash is a fighting game. If you don't think it otherwise, it's you either don't like Smash, you're just trolling, or you just don't understand what video games are, because it's so obviously that it's called the Fighter Pass. The word fight is announced every single time before they fight each other. Just because it's not the fighting game you want doesn't mean it's not a fighting game, and I'm so over that argument. It's dumb, and it doesn't benefit anyone.
No, that's
you're not benefiting the fighting game community. You're not benefiting the Smash community. You're not benefiting yourself. You just sound like a tool. Like, it just doesn't benefit anyone anymore. There's actually the new hot topic within the Smash community. Have you heard about this one yet?
I
That
don't know.
the new Smash killer, is it going to be the next Smash killer?
What, multiverses?
Multiverses or Nickelodeon All Star
I
Brawl?
mean, the thing about that, yeah, I was gonna say the thing about that is I've heard that like I feel like my whole life with platform fighters coming out. I'm
Yeah.
like, no, nothing's gonna. It's like the Halo killer. I don't know FPS at all, but like nothing has killed Halo other than Halo itself at this point. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
and I'm not even bashing on Halo. It's just like it's changed and couldn't sustain with, I guess, the audience or what that was popular at that time. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's still a good game. From what I can tell, Halo Infinite overall is fine. I don't know. I don't play FPS games, but like nothing has come along to kill Halo. You know,
I
like
don't see it
nobody
happening
can say
anytime
like,
soon.
oh, Fortnite. I was arguably what the most popular shooter, I guess. No one considers that a Halo killer. Like that didn't kill Halo. It's just everything's so different. I don't know.
Yeah. I
That's the
would
way I
like
see it.
the whole argument is Nickelodeon All Star Brawl. The developers actually came out and literally begged everyone, "Can you guys stop saying we never said we were coming in to kill Smash?" And the fact that you've been saying it, when people come to our game, they're expecting it to be better than Smash. We never said that was gonna happen. And like, I actually respect the developers. Don't get me wrong. I've been playing Multiverses. I got a key. Super fun. It's pretty close to Smash. It's I'll be honest, it's pretty good. But like, if you go into that game, it's the same thing before I was saying about like saying Smash wasn't a fighting game. It's not helping anyone. Like, you're not benefiting yourself, you're not benefiting the community, you're not defending Smash or the new game. You're just hurting everyone by saying that. It doesn't benefit anyone except that you think you're cool because you're saying a hot take. Like,
Yeah,
it's not.
exactly.
It needs to stop. I hate. It just ruins shit in the community, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it does. I agree.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk some Smash. What is your Smash origin story? I know I already asked you this in a TikTok form before, so I got it. Let's hear it live on camera here. What's your Smash origin story?
Yeah, so I'm old. First of all,
I am too.
dude. I freaking turn. I hate saying this out loud, but I turn 31 in 3 days, which
Okay.
just blows my mind. But anyway, I was born in '91, and so Smash came out. What I want to say '98. When did Smash 64 come out? I need to know this.
I was in elementary school still, and I'm
I
2 years
feel like it
older
was
than you,
98. 99. I was so close. That's the second time I was just one number off on something in this interview.
You
But
may want to
anyway,
go buy a lottery ticket and then
yes,
go a
right.
number up, dude.
But yeah, so I would have been 8 years old at this time, and I vividly remember this. I was like sitting on my couch, like eating cereal or whatever, watching TV, and we had cable, so like I knew all the commercials. Like I sat through all the commercials and everything every single time, no matter what we were watching. And this commercial came on, and if you've never seen the Smash Bros. 64 commercial, it's
amazing.
amazing.
There's
Yeah, they
no
got like
reason it
real.
should have slapped that hard, dude. Like,
No. So they got like real humans in like these like really nice big suits, and it's like one's Yoshi, one's Donkey Kong, one's Mario, and I forget who the fourth one
I
is.
think it was Pikachu was the other one.
Yeah, it
was
was.
Fat
I think you're
Pikachu.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're like skipping and frolicking through like a meadow. And at this time, you got to remember, Smash didn't exist, right? And so when you see these kind of characters, you're just thinking, oh, it's like a Nintendo commercial of some kind. And this is what they do. These characters genuinely, or generally speaking, kind of live in harmony outside of a couple like bops to the head or whatever. They don't really like fight that much. And so all of a sudden, like one of them gets tripped, and then it just turns out into this all-out brawl, and I was like, what is happening? And as a kid, as an 8-year-old kid, I was like, I don't understand what's happening. And then they showed gameplay, and the commentator comes on and talks about like smash with your friends or whatever, something's gone wrong in Nintendo Land or whatever he says. And I just remember seeing like all of my favorite Nintendo characters like duking it out on stage and going flying, because at the time I was also watching Dragon Ball Z. And so like seeing this anime-esque fight between Nintendo characters on these platforms was amazing to me. And then I heard you could go buy it, and I remember like begging my parents for Smash Bros. And the other thing is, my parents didn't really get me that many games. Like they got me like 1 or 2 games, otherwise I had to go to my friend's house all the time.
Yeah.
And I remember walking home from elementary school one day, getting home, and my dad had placed, because back in the day they call it box art because games would come in boxes, and they placed the Nintendo 64 box on top of the TV. So when I came home, I saw it and I like freaked out. And I think the reason that I started getting into Smash as like how good can I get at this game was because of Smash 64. Because when I beat it, all I would do for fun is just take on like level 9 computers, and then once I got good at that, I would put like 2 level 9 computers on a team and fight them. Once I got good at that, I put 3 on a team, and it just became like my favorite thing ever to play, and the rest is kind of history from there. So
I played 4 quite a bit, but I never had a GameCube until I got older. So playing Melee, I got through a friend later. I used to go to my friend's house to play Melee. And like I liked 4. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lot of fun with 4. But like Melee was the game that got me like, wow, there's something different about this game. There's something really different. The competitiveness between me and my best friend at the time, like we were, it's all we would do. Like that, and we'd play other fighting games like Soul Calibur and Bloody Roar, X-Men and stuff like that. But there's something about Melee that just like clicked because because you had a connection to all these other characters because of other games. Like, playing Ganondorf to me was wild. Like, you can play a bad guy? Like,
like,
what?
Why is he in here? Yeah.
And then, like, dude, to this day, I still think, to this day, the most sick reveal is not Snake being announced. It's not Sora. It's not Banjo-Kazooie. It's not Cloud. The best reveal ever is when you saw the silhouette of Mewtwo in Melee that was unlockable. Because I did not know Mewtwo was a playable character, and then I saw him because I'm like on the hype of watching the movie because it's around that same age. Dude, my mind was exploding. I was like, no way! It was the coolest thing ever, and like, man, it's like looking at it now, like Smash, I think has like for fighting game people at least, Smash has brought so many people into the fold of fighting games, and I think it was that generation that really got it to where it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
100%.
So have you played Smash all the way through? Like you obviously played all. Did you play all of them so far?
Yeah, so I kind of hate answering that question because I always feel like I'm like revealing something about myself where people are like, "Oh, you're not qualified to be a Smash Bros. Player. You haven't played from the beginning." But like, I haven't really. I have. I've played every Smash, but I was like heavily entrenched into Smash 64. And then the game that I consider myself the next familiar with would probably be Ultimate, because that's all I've been playing lately. Yeah. So those two are like definitely the ones that I'm like the most familiar with. And when I think about Smash, I think of one of those two. Then was Melee. I had a GameCube. I played all through Melee. I played it a lot. I just never was like, I never got to the competitive tier of Melee. Like I never learned how to like wave dash and stuff. And I can do it now, but like it's not a part of my, even when I go and like play game or Melee for fun or whatever, it's not a part of my normal gameplay flow. Like I don't wave dash, so I never got to that level. But Smash, when Brawl came out, I didn't have a Wii at the time, and I completely skipped over Smash 4. Like I played it at friend's house, so that's why it's funny to me that you're like so into Smash 4 or whatever.
It's the one that clicked. So
that's the one that like always looked so weird to me. Like what it is for me, and I keep bringing this up, and I think I'm wrong. I feel like I have to go back and play, because nobody gets it when I bring this up. But for me, the weirdest thing about Smash 4 is the knockback. Like, I feel like you're in space. Every time somebody hear or see somebody get hit, they, like, get hit, and then they just kind of, like, float off into the blast zone until they're dead. Like, it doesn't seem like there's a lot of, like, velocity to it. I don't know. That's what it's always looked like to me. But Brawl, I played a lot of Ike and stuff, but I got a Wii, like, by the time I played Brawl, like Smash 4 had been out for quite a while, if that makes sense.
Oh, that's fair. I'm assuming you had to go back and play the story mode. Yeah, you had to see
Subspace Emissary?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, Subspace Emissary is amazing. It's so good. So yeah, I've played through all the Smashes, but Smash 4 is definitely the one that I'm least familiar with.
Okay. Well, since you Ultimate, I think we all can agree is at an end. Right, so where do you feel the future of Smash lies right now? I know that's a very like hot
like
topic.
A sore.
Yeah,
it's a sore topic for me because to me, like we've kind of talked about this, but like competitively, I keep up with it because it's interesting. But like I'm not a competitive player. I've been more into Smash for the concept of what Smash is. Like that's what has always gravitated me towards the game. And I think that's a big reason why I like making skits around Smash and stuff like that, and not so much keeping up with, I guess, like the game within the game. But like since Masahiro Sakurai retired from directing the Smash series, I'm like, I don't really ever want to play a new Smash game. I obviously will check it out, but it's going to be bad. Like, no one can convince me otherwise. I don't care what anybody says. The next official Smash Bros. Game is not going to be good. Yeah. And I know that's like a hot take, but there's just no way. I can't see anybody other than Masahiro Sakurai doing that good at making another Smash game. Now, as far as yeah, so like as far as the future of Smash goes, it could go one of two ways. I think it's going to slowly fizzle out over the next course of maybe like 4 years or so. I don't think Multiverses is going to kill it. We've already talked about that. Yeah. Multiverses will hopefully become popular in its own right, but it's not going to kill Smash. So I think Smash Bros will probably fizzle out in the next 5 years, sadly, or I don't know. The only thing that makes me hesitate and say like maybe it will just be around for as long as it's allowed to be around for is because of the Melee community. Like that game is just still, I don't care what anybody says, to me that game is still going so strong.
Yeah, it is.
Like Melee is huge and people are still discovering new tech within it and new metas and are rearranging tier lists like in 2022. It's just insane. So with that being said, if Ultimate is going to take that same kind of route, then maybe Smash is just going to take, maybe it's going to outlive me. You know what I mean? Like it could at this point if it has that kind of strength behind it. So I think platform fighters have finally found enough footing. They're getting enough polish on them where they're kind of becoming an established like genre. Like leading up to this, you know, you had Rivals of Ether and you had that PlayStation All-Stars or whatever it was. And you had like Smash clones, I guess, and people respected them enough to know that they existed, but it wasn't an established genre, right? And I feel like with Nickelodeon All-Stars Brawl, which that's its own thing, but especially with Multiverses and how much positive feedback it's getting, I think if anything, Smash is kind of like done. It might remain popular, but there's not going to be any advancements on it. But if anything, I think what it's done and the finishing of Ultimate is it's established the platform fighter as a genre. I think is like my best answer for that.
So you're, like to put it in perspective of a fighting game term for like Smash Ultimate, I guess is the Street Fighter 2 of its genre, where it's now it can go anywhere after this. You know what I mean? Right. So, like, I hope that's the case. Like, I saw it, I think it was yesterday over on Steam. There's, like, I think it's called Slam Studio or whatever, but you can make your own platform fighter on Steam now.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
I'll send it to you when I'm done. It looks really sick. I'm going to mess around with it.
Oh, my gosh. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it sounds super fun. Host in-house tournaments with your own game.
Right.
You know,
like awesome. It obviously is going to be like super sloppy and not even good as Smash, but it's going to be so fun.
Yeah. One of the biggest issues that I see going forward is I agree with you. I think Smash will never be at its heyday as it is now. Like Maximilian dude, I'm sure you know who Max is.
Yeah.
The YouTuber. He said that right now the the Smash fans don't realize it, but right now you guys are in your like golden era of your favorite game. Like is the best it's gonna be right now.
And that's what kind of jacked me up. Like I laugh at myself because of how ridiculous this is, but like the last I would say like 4 to like 6 months about, like I fell into like this mild depression, and it was triggered by Masahiro Sakurai retiring and Sora being announced. And people are like, you got that emotional over a game? And I'm like,
dude,
no, like it wasn't just that is the thing. It like symbolized so much for me because again, you heard my Smash Bros. Origin story and how I saw that as like a kid, like the birth of this game that I loved. And for me, I was like, oh my gosh, like this chapter of like my childhood, like I have to process the fact that like I'm actually getting closure on this chapter of my life. Like I am, you know, that first third of my life is kind of wrapping up and it's time to transition, and I wasn't ready for it. You know what I mean? So ultimately, like that's what triggered and went on. Like I made a small TikTok in the
I vaguely remember it. Yeah, I think you were talking about it. It was actually kind of ominous. If I'm going to be fair, you did a TikTok live. You were walking in the rain, and then you were talking kind of sad and like, "Is everything okay, dude?"
That was the beginning of it, and like I love like the thing is if I'm ever walking in the rain, like my wife knows like okay, he's like it's ultimately fine, but he's going through something because like that's my favorite thing to do when I need like a therapeutic activity is to like go out in the rain, because once it starts raining, everyone disappears, and I love being outside and I love the sound of the rain and everything like that, and I don't like walking around on a nice day when everybody's jogging and walking their dogs and all this kind of stuff. So like I really needed to think at that moment, and it happened to be raining, and I'm like, I'm going. Like I need a second. I need to process through this. So that was like the beginning of that for me. But then I even made one back around April 2nd. I was just looking for it.
Okay.
And it got like 30 likes or something, and it's literally just like a shot of outside when it was snowing. And I was like, to be honest, I don't think I ever got over Masahiro Sakurai retiring and my childhood what did I say? My childhood closure manifesting. That's the way I worded it.
Do you think that's going to be the case though? Like, do you actually like I it's hard for me to believe that he's actually officially done. He may be done when it comes to like being the number one in charge, but there's no way he's not going to be involved in the next game. Like,
I don't know.
Like, I don't know. It's very hard for me to believe.
I'm honestly 50-50 about it, because he has done such a phenomenal job, and like he doesn't really seem like the guy to me that's like tempted to get back into things just to carry on the legacy. Like I think he could put a bow on it and be like, that's my legacy, and it's like beautiful, because he's not retiring from directing games.
No, yeah. I want him to make another Kid Icarus game. I thought he did it the first.
Yeah, I think he will,
fun, dude. Yeah.
Like, everybody's been kind of speculating, like, what's he gonna do next? And I think that's a very plausible outcome.
Him and Kojima are gonna go make a game together, and it's gonna be the best game that ever was created. Can you imagine with like the mind of Kojima and like the skills of Sakurai? Oh my god!
Game of the decade, dude. Yeah. Even now, like, and that's what I mean. Like, I've been, I kind of got bored of what I wasn't bored of Smash. I was bored of how I was playing Smash, and I decided, like, oh, I never finished World of Light. Like, I never finished the one-player campaign mode in Smash Bros. Ultimate. I'm gonna go finish that. And so, as I've been going through it, like, I've been going through World of Light. I've been looking at how he sets up every little encounter in World of Light. I've been looking at the spirits that are involved, all the animations that happen when you like level up spirits, like the amount of detail that's in Smash Ultimate. And this goes back to people that don't know what they're talking about, or they don't know fighting games, they don't know games, when they say like, oh, you're paying $60 for, you know, a really shallow experience. Like, some people still say that. Yeah. About fighting games in general, right? They're like, it's just two people on a screen and you mash buttons, it's not worth $60. And those are the kind of people that don't see all those kind of details, because when I look at it, I'm like, this is a full polished game, and that's the kind of details Sakurai puts into his games, and I don't see anybody else doing it. Yeah. Like, that's the thing.
That's a whole other argument within the fighting game community, to be completely honest. Like, it depends. I'm different from other people, and everyone's different, right? Like, I can buy a game for like $10. It's on Steam sale, and I can go into the training mode and mess around with characters for a couple hours, and I feel I made the money's worth, right? Yeah. Even at a $60 game, like Strive came out, right? Like, I probably only have like 80 hours in Strive. That's it.
First of all, that's way more than me.
Yeah, like I played enough. I
couldn't get into it.
Most of that is because I host tournaments. Right, like, so, like, I get out of it enough, but I can understand people losing their minds and saying, I don't want to just do versus, I want a story. That's why, like, Smash is one of the best, the Injustice games and Mortal Kombat. Like, it's an argument where the hardcore fans, they could care less about all the extra stuff, but I mean, the casuals is what matter, and that just pisses off the pro players or the serious players. So it's like this weird dynamic that's never going to win. Like, as a good example, in like a shooting game, they don't cater to the bad players at all. No. Like, they don't cater to the bad players at all. They're like, no, you guys figure it out. But the skill cap in shooters I think are a little bit easier to get to a general level, you know what I mean, compared to fighting games or even Smash. At a high level, Smash is borderline, and I'm never going to get there. I can honestly say I will never get to a pro level in Smash. It's just never going to happen.
I actually think, like, some people say, like, you don't know what it takes to get it to a pro level. I'm like, I actually think I understand what it takes, and I'm admitting there's no way I will ever get there.
Damn straight. Yeah, like, there was a time where I was, like, understanding, like, the neutral. Like, I would go into every match and, like, understand, like, I was thinking, like, all right, let me figure out how this guy plays. That was something my brain was going through when I was playing Smash 4 so seriously. My brain was saying, all right, I gotta, like, see what he does. I gotta map out the patterns to make sure I can, like, abuse it, and that disappeared pretty quick after I stopped playing. But like, I've never been like that with any other game ever. Like, even in fighting games, I don't really do that because the game matches are a little bit more quicker in fighting games, to be honest, and I'm more combo obsessed. But like, it is very interesting watching like high level Smash, because you have to do that with every game. You have to go in there like with a fresh like coat of paint,
like every second too.
Yeah,
like,
it's like, I don't want to say it's harder than like Dota or League or CS:GO. I'm not gonna like be that guy to compare the two, but like Smash is on a different level. It's just I don't know how to compare it to another game, because it's a little bit different than fighting games. It's a little bit different than high level play like in StarCraft. You know what I mean? So with that said, mountains of respect for the pro players, because I can't do it.
Yeah,
I can't do it at all.
Yeah.
All right,
it's insane.
Well, let's talk about some mains here. Actually, Fish made a comment here. I think because there are so many Smash clones that popular right now, that what Nintendo advances to their next gen console introduces new tech, you will see a style revamp. That could be cool. That will either bolster the sales or break it. It'll either be like the rise of Pokemon games or the crash of Sonic games. There are a couple things I think I've seen in like modern fighting games and like what other games are doing. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Smash lean into the doubles scene a little bit more. That would be really cool. Have rollback netcode would be a big one.
I feel like you're just saying this because of your experience in multiverses lately.
And it could be it, because doubles is a lot more fun than I give it credit for. I hate the way they do doubles with friendly fire. They don't have friendly fire on in multiverses, which may be part of the reason I like it. But like, at any tournament, if you played doubles in Smash, it was always friendly fire on, and I hated that. I wouldn't mind seeing like Nintendo put, I don't know, maybe we could be wrong, and some young gun will come in and just, like Fish said, just revamp things and make it new. The people will still go back and play Ultimate, you know what I mean, because people just want to play what they want to play. But I wouldn't mind seeing some people rocking, you know what I mean, some like new game that's just a little bit, if they lead it more towards like actual fighting, like an actual fighting game instead of like a platform fighter, I would be very happy. But
it would be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool. Maybe stick to more like human-esque fighters like Mario and Peach, and I don't know if maybe you can probably do something around there. I don't know. But let's talk about your mains. Let's go down the line. Have you just been Pikachu the whole way through?
Pretty much. I really do take pride. Like, I know he's busted, and everybody's like, "Oh, big surprise! You main arguably the best character in the game," and I'm like, "Yeah, whatever." Because like I have played him since the beginning, but when I was a kid, the only other ones that I consider like sinking a lot of hours into, and again, we're talking about Smash 64 and then a little bit of Melee, would be Fox. And I wasn't even a. Sure. No, I play Fox in Melee because he's competitively viable or whatever. Like, I did not play Fox how you're supposed to play Fox. Yeah. I wasn't shining anybody. And I wasn't frame one shining people off stage. But I would say, yeah, it was Fox and Captain Falcon in both 64 and Melee. Those are the only other two that I was trying to main at the time. But otherwise, yeah, it's been Pikachu the whole way.
Is that, I'm assuming that rolls on to that you're a Pokemon fan to a certain extent as well?
Not really. I mean,
really?
Again, yeah, like... Again, I'm old. Yeah. But I'm a Gen 1 purist when it comes to Pokemon. Sure. Like, pretty much, oh my gosh, pretty much every game, the older I get, the worse this gets, and the more I have to admit it. But, like, I just realize how much of a casual gamer I am compared to the internet. Like, people on TikTok and the community and all that, like, they're so into certain games, and they know every little detail, and, like, I was started like after Sora came out and I was posting videos about Sora and using the hashtags like TikTok, the algorithm was like starting to feed me a bunch of Kingdom Hearts content.
Yeah.
And man, Kingdom Hearts community, like they know the lore, and I'm like, I don't know how that's possible, but like props to you. Like I need like 4 lifetimes to know the lore of Kingdom Hearts. But
I think there's like 3 videos I watched because I never played 1 or 2. I'm gonna be honest.
okay.
I've only got through halfway through Kingdom Hearts 3, and that story gives me a headache. I'm gonna be 100. It gives me a headache.
It's just not worth knowing all the details. But like, yeah, I did watch like, I think it's Indigo League, like the first Pokemon, like the actual. I guess if you consider it, I just say show. I don't really consider it anime.
Yeah.
But like the first Pokemon show.
Yeah.
I watched that as a kid. I played through Pokemon Red like all the way, and I loved that generation of Pokemon. And when you were talking about like seeing the movie with when Mewtwo was revealed for Melee and everything, like I saw the movie in theaters, and so I liked Pokemon enough to enjoy Pikachu. But what it was for me, and I don't know how you feel, and this is a whole nother topic, but like what it was for me, even back then, I remember hearing some video where like in any kind of game, fighting games especially, just pick a character that feels the best to you, because that's the one that you're going to get the most traction out of. Like when you jump and when you land, especially in Smash Bros, because certain characters are going to fall faster, certain characters are going to jump higher, certain characters are going to float, certain characters aren't. And so like even just jumping and moving, who feels the most natural to you and who feels the best to you? And for me, that was Pikachu. Yeah. So that's what it's always been for me.
I thought it was actually going to be a secondary Pikachu main in Smash 4, like back in the Wii U days. I actually was digging that a little bit. Smash 4 is very fond. The Smash 4.
Wait, you've talked so much about Smash 4. Who's your first main?
In 4 or Palutena.
Yeah, in 4.
I was a
really?
Palutena main in Smash 4. So when Smash Ultimate came out, I immediately picked her up, and then she became a top tier character. And there's a weird part of me that can't play a top tier character, so I kind of felt obligated to switch.
Just recently, I had to just completely lean into it.
Yeah,
because I would actually be like, people would be like, "You play Pikachu, he's top tier," and then there was a while where I was like, "No, like Pyramithra is like that. They're the best," and they're like, "Yeah, but Pikachu's still like on top tier," and I'm like. No, but his base roster, like he's not actually that good. And for a while, I was like in denial of it. And recently, I just had to lean into it. I'm like, yeah he's the best.
To be fair, I started picking up Mii Gunner as a joke. To like just...
I freaking hate, dude. I'm still mad about your Mii Gunner. I hate your Mii Gunner so much. I was like, oh, thank God, Phil's coming into my territory. We're gonna play Smash together. I'm gonna show him a thing or two. And I got trounced by your Mii Gunner.
No, because it's how many Mii Gunners have you faced? Seriously,
none.
Exactly. None. Like that's part of the reason you don't know the matchup. I did it as a joke, and I'm like, why does this stuff connect? Like I just felt natural to me, and because I was the only person in my play group, there wasn't a single person playing a Mii Gunner, and I just got used to playing her, and she was the first character I ever got to Elite, and I was like,
ooh,
you know what? Let me stick with her a little bit longer, and like, I think she's still the only character because they reset everything for Elite over like halfway through last year or whatever, and she I turned it back on to check out, and she's the only one still in Elite. So I'm like, you know what?
Nice.
I'm gonna leave it there.
Yep.
When I can still pull out Palutena if I need to because she's super busted, but like I'm more for fun now. I play I play Kazuya and Terry and Ryu because I'm a fighting game guy. I do that for fun.
I love the Shotos.
Yeah,
I love the Shotos.
Those are super fun. I'm a big fan of Falcon too. Like if I want fun Falcon dittos, if you picked up a Falcon and I played Falcon, it's like the most fun ever. I can play that all day. I have no problem doing that at all. It's super fun time in Smash Ultimate because now it's at a point where it's just fun. I don't take it seriously anymore, and that's what I really like about it. Because like when you're playing with friends, you just doing janky stuff to have some janky fun. So. But we got to talk about some fighting games on here outside of Smash here.
Yeah,
so, can you give me your fighting game history here? Like, what was your outside of Smash, of course? Like, when did you get started and where you are now?
Yeah, so I'll give you that, and then I was just thinking about this. But so first, to answer your question, I for a while considered Tekken like my best fighting game. But
Okay.
again, like I say that and people think of like who I am now, like whatever, or when I was like a young adult. Like no, I'm talking like middle school, right?
Hmm.
Until like maybe high school about. But like Tekken 4, Tekken 5, those were kind of like the games that I sank the most hours into for Tekken.
Hmm.
And I was always playing Jin. He was my favorite. And so like I thought I was pretty good at Tekken.
Hmm.
And then I met people that were actually good at Tekken, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I suck at Tekken. Like I suck at Tekken."
That's
Um,
like an almost impossible jump to me for like
oh my
playing
god.
casual Tekken into competitive, because like man, I get whopped, and I think I'm pretty decent at Tekken. Like as a
Yeah,
casual, I
there
think I'm pretty decent at Tekken, and wow, you just get wrecked in that game.
there it's kind of the one secretly, it's kind of the one that I have the most respect for if people are good at.
Oh,
Like
100%.
Tekken's the one where I'm like, "Oh, I don't want to mess with you."
Yeah,
Like that's the one.
we're actually
But I would
hosting a
say
TikTok tournament for Tekken.
really?
Yeah, next month. There's a bunch of people for Tekken 7 that are gonna show their skills. I gotta get you after this. We gotta get you in the Discord server.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think my first ever fighting game. You know so many fighting games. I highly doubt that you would like recognize this. But my first ever fighting game, I'll look it up as we go and move on because I don't want to try to talk and type because I don't even remember what it's called. But it was for Game Boy. Like it was one of the original Game Boys.
Okay.
And other than that, I had a Sega Genesis at my grandparents' house, and I was putting a lot of hours into Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, no, Street Fighter's solid, dude. There's no way to.
Dude, I love Street Fighter 2. It's so good. Like there's just nothing. The only thing that I guess is annoying about it is like how powerful throws are in
Yeah,
that game.
yeah,
Like throws are just insane.
yeah. I
But
I actually
yeah,
didn't know.
Street Fighter and Tekken kind of like are my most familiar games in the fighting game
Well,
genre.
I know you jumped in with us, and you actually played some casuals with us in my server for a
Yeah,
while there.
yeah,
You have a
Street
pretty
Fighter 5.
nasty Ryu. Like I'm like, okay, okay. I actually had to like pull out Cammy. Like I couldn't do anything against you with Mika because you knew. Like
Neutral,
Shotos, to
man.
be fair, like if you know how to, if you have very tight neutral, like you just said, dude, Shotos are
Yeah.
so broken.
That's why I love Shotos. I'm
Yeah.
like, just give me a fighting game, give me a Shoto, and I'll play neutral, and we'll see what happens.
Yep.
And it usually works.
Yeah. And like Ryu hasn't changed at all in like the last 5 games. So like there's
I love him.
like yeah, he does have like the V trigger now and stuff like that. But it is fun watching like the difference between like when I see like usually Smash players like switch over and start playing fighting games, like they're either far too aggressive or far too like passive. I have definitely seen people
Really?
like,
You've seen that?
Yeah, I've definitely seen it. There's a different type of trait from Smash, and you have to like almost relearn playing fighting games to a certain extent. Even I'm guilty of it. Like in Smash, like you know what a bread and butter, like certain combos
Yeah.
you know connect at a low percent in Smash. In the back of my mind, I think because technically on paper, in all fighting games, your B&Bs are always the same. So in my mind, all right, all I need to do is just go do that same thing over and over again. But it's not like that. You got to take a step back, and because they're gonna realize really quick and abuse the fact that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again.
Yep.
And in Smash, there's not like crouching. You know, you can't like crouch low or like do overheads. That's not a thing in Smash. You just got to worry about
Yeah.
bubble. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
Like the most you're gonna do is like crouch from a projectile, and that's like you probably got lucky if you pulled that off.
yeah.
You know.
So like in fighting games, it is fun watching like people that I know are prominently Smash players start playing fighting games, because you just kind of see the same silly mistakes. Like they never block properly, they're more aggressive, or they play too defensively, and then they end up getting thrown all the time. And it's very interesting to see the switch over. However, when you were playing Ryu, you were kicking ass. So
That's the thing, like and I don't think I'm good at fighting games, but I do have, I mean, that's kind of the difference. Like I do have that background of playing a lot of Street Fighter and Tekken growing up too, you know? And I just like fighting games in general. It's actually funny, my parents recently moved a couple years ago, and so I was cleaning out my childhood bedroom, right? And I found this old notebook that I forgot about. I used to carry around this notebook when I was like maybe 11, and I had this page where I was like making the best video game. And I remember I was trying to write out what are all the things you need to make the best video game of all time. Clearly, none of it was accurate
Yeah.
to anything that people would upvote or whatever.
Yeah, I
But
understand.
like, I looked through it and literally everything that I had was basically just a fighting game with a story mode. Because I wrote like, oh, fighting game like has to be like 2 health bars on the top, 2 people fighting. Like that's what I wanted it to be. And then I wanted there to be multiple characters where they had like a whole story you could go through per character because that's what I was used to in Tekken specifically. Um, and so I don't know. I thought that was funny, but yeah, I kind of grew up with a little bit of understanding of just basic mechanics of fighting games. I will say the one that was hard for me was the transition to Dragon Ball Fighters specifically.
Yeah.
Now, I don't. I still think like I don't. Would you consider that just like anime fighters in general, like Blaze Blue? And I know those are Arc Systems, but like
I'm gonna say I think Dragon Ball Fighters is T-Grass, and I believe you know who that is. But like
yeah,
T-Grass actually had perfect wording for it. Is Dragon Ball Fighters was just a once in a decade game that like brought the communities together because Smash people were going over, like Tekken people were coming. And I think it was mostly because of the IP. Like, let's be honest, like our generation,
sure.
we're just obsessed. We were just obsessed with, like Dragon Ball Z. It was such a great series, and people were obsessed with it. I think that was that was like the starting point for it. But that game just like I don't know. I think Dragon Ball Z in history is going to go down as a huge part of like fighting game or just video game lore. Like it is huge what Dragon Ball Z has done, not just for Smash but or fighting games, just as video games as a whole. It's done so much because it like brought so many different communities together.
Well, and people just like, oh my gosh, they jumped on it like it was life support because for a long time, people that were in love with fighting games wanted so badly for there to be a Dragon Ball fighting game that was good, and the closest thing we ever got to a good Dragon Ball fighting game was like the Budokai series, I feel like. And the Budokai series has that yeah, like everybody, and I hate arena fighters too, so like I get that. But like the Budokai series was the closest we had, and even then, like people knew it wasn't great, but it had like a good charm to it.
Yeah.
You know? And so people still hold it in high regard. But like when Dragon Ball Fighters came out, I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I'm gonna get this game. I'm gonna be the best in my friend group because I'm the only fighting game guy in most of my like gaming friend group, right? So this is gonna be easy. And I got it, and it played so differently than what I was used to. Like I was like, wait, if I get hit once, I can't touch the ground for 20 minutes? What are you talking about? Like, I wasn't used to it at all.
It's, I'm happy they did that. Like, you do have bursts and stuff like that. You can find ways to get out if you have the right, like, situation, I guess. But, excuse me. Fighters is going to be, like I said, it's changed everything. And that's why it's so coveted still. Like, that's why you hear Dragon Ball Fighters is by far probably the loudest community in the fighting game community right now. Not even question.
Yeah.
Like they're not even at their apex of being their worst, right?
Oh
like,
no.
Like like what the Melee fans and the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 fans, like all those guys, like they're pretty toxic, to be fair. And now looking at like what the Dragon Ball Z community, they just had a brand new character drop like 3 months ago. Right.
Yeah, 20 Lab Coat.
Yeah, Lab Coat got a brand new character after like 4 years of development. It came out in 2018. Right. It was the same direct, if I'm correct, as Smash.
Yeah, it was 2018.
Yeah. So like it's been out for 4 years, right? And like they're still getting support for the game. Some games don't even get support for a year, man. MVCI had it for like 4 months. Like so of course, there's other reasons for that, of course, but like Dragon Ball fans are very lucky. They're very fortunate, and I'm very happy that that's a game. I actually had to leave at a certain point because I felt like I hit the ceiling of skill, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get any better at this. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have the drive behind it. Like all of us jumped into that game like head first, swimming like I'm gonna be the best player in the world, and then like after a couple months, some of the things started like the internet's not the greatest. I will say the communities exploded. I saw more Dragon Ball Fighters tournaments in my local area than I saw Smash. Yeah, and that was crazy to me. Like that was bonkers. I never expected to see that.
There's one local here in my town, and I remember when Fighters came out, like they advertised that they were going to have fighters there, and the tournament director was, or tournament organizer, he was like super stressed out because he was like, I've never had a full room, and I'm like, I have a waiting list now, and people trying to get in. Like he was like not sure what to do because it was just such a popular game.
That's so awesome though. I would be so happy if I was the TO that happened to me. I'd be so excited.
Yeah, he wasn't prepared. He was like a veteran TO, but he was just used to low numbers, you know. So he was scrambling.
All right, surprisingly, we're already at an hour, dude. So
I'm sorry.
No, dude, that's awesome. This is exactly what I wanted. First
Okay,
up, if you could, please just let everyone know where they can find you and follow you.
Yeah, so you can probably see it on screen, but I probably am the most active on these three: TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Everything else just kind of bleeds over. I'm also on Instagram. I just kind of repost what I've been posting on TikTok there. So, but you can find me on all three of those. Just search Ghost of Mozart. I'm pretty sure I've made it so that if you just search Ghost of Mozart, you can find me from just that. Like some of them used to be Ghost of Mozart Official or whatever, but you should be able to find me if you just do Ghost of Mozart.
Good stuff. Also, thank you, Sample, for the hydrate. And now, Ghost, how I finish this up is this can go for the Smash community as well. I always ask, what does the FGC mean to you? So I'm, of course, adding what does that and the Smash community mean to you?
Oh my gosh, that's such a vague, like,
yep.
Huge.
That's why I do it. Everyone has a different answer.
Now, I need to ask this. So you're saying community specifically, or just like, okay.
What does the FGC or Smash community mean to you?
I've had a lot of rethinking my answer to that recently since probably since my TikTok started blowing up. Mm-hmm. I know I'm not big or whatever, but since it gained traction, I guess. Because to me, it's kind of a sad answer, but FGC's, like, the community has kind of just been, over the years, I think Fish Guy Media said this again, right? Sames with the rise, maybe you meant rise, but of TikTok strats, I've learned that I hate competitive gaming.
Yeah.
And I'm like, as I've gotten older and as more people are playing these games, like, it's bred this thing that I don't like as to know what the FGC is anymore. Like, it used to be only the pros care about, like, this crazy technical stuff and tier lists and all that, and everybody else is just playing for fun and trying to get better, and it's about bettering yourself. So it's, for me, like, short answer, what does the FGC mean to me? It probably is just like, how can you better yourself constantly? Like, once you master one thing, what's the next thing you can get better at? Because that's what it used to always be for me and my friends. And that's what we were, like, striving to get at in fighting games, and always just getting that little bit better, sharing little tips with each other, right? Sharing, hey, this matchup's probably not the best. Like, that's what it's always meant for me in the back of my mind. And then as I've gotten older, I'm just like, man, there's, like, a bunch of bullies that sit and they're, like, gatekeeping. You need to play this character. You need to use this meta and all this stuff. And I don't like it. So I feel like it's changed a lot for me. But on the flip side of that, to kind of put a happier note on it, since I've been posting the TikToks and everything, I feel like I'm starting to attract the people that I like playing with the most to my community and to my Discord. Now people will just play Smash with me to have fun. And they happen to all be pretty much better than me. But they're, like, playing for fun, and they're playing the way that I want to play. So it's given me a little bit of hope back into maybe the FGC is what I thought it was, which is just about, you know, supporting each other and bettering yourself just that little bit more.
No, dude, that's a solid answer. I've had a bunch of different answers. Some people are very positive about it. So there are people who are also have their grievances, which I respect because I have a ton of them. But But Ghost, thank you so much for joining me today. Finally, we get to have a conversation together. Make sure you follow Ghost on all social media platforms that he mentioned. For those who don't know, I stream on Twitch every Sunday and Tuesday. Come and hang out. I also have an FGC TikTok account you totally should be following. If you liked the video today, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. My name is Phil, and of course, I'll talk to you guys soon.